Subhanallah. Okay, it's muted. I did not realize. What we'll do is we'll put the talk from the beginning online, anyways, and it will be okay, inshallah. But we'll continue on from here. Subhanallah. So you just realize that. Okay. So talking about. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, so Omar want to make sure that people are getting their stipends, as I was talking about. And when we talk about the stipends, a stipend is not only to that was already given to the people, rather to make sure that if that stipend was not sufficient for the people to take care of their needs, then it has to be updated as the needs of the people. And when they were appointing those amilin, or the agents, for example, over the people, whether the governor was appointed or the governor was appointing the other ones, they were because as I said, the governors were the rulers over the province or a region, and that region or the province is pretty big. And since that was pretty big, and that had to be organized by others as well, besides just the governor. So governor was allowed to hire the employees, whether they're employees or whether the people who are rulers themselves as well, who will be ruling over the cities and the smaller areas where they are the one who have the authority to rule over the people. Now, while they were doing that, of course, these people were collecting the kharaj, for example, kharaj or different kinds of taxes that Islam allows. So kharaj is a tax on the land, okay, and the land that is being used for farming, and that land is opened by force. And that goes to the state, and the state will distribute, will utilize for the purpose of running the state. Now, these are the governors. They would collect, whether they are the one or they will assign people who will be collecting these kharaj or the taxes, different kinds of taxes, but the kharaj is one of them, and bring it back to the Khalifa. Now, when it comes to while they were ruling, as I said, one thing which is about the Ahlul Dhimma, then Ahlul Dhimma are the one who are non-Muslims, and they are under the rule of Islam, and they chose to continue to be non-Muslim. They don't want to accept Islam. So Islam allows them to live under the state, and they will have to have some treaties with the Muslims. And the Muslims will abide by the treaties that they have agreed upon. Right? For example, we talked a little bit about when Umar Khattab radiallahu anh, he entered Palestine. And with the people who were the Christians at that time, the Christians, they made a treaty with Umar Khattab. And part of the treaty was Umar ibn Khattab will continue to make sure that their churches are protected, their crosses are protected, their lives are protected, and they are free to do the worship that they were doing the way they were doing the worship. So that was allowed for them under the protection of Islam. But the treaty was done before Umar Khattab radiallahu anh, he became the ruler over them. Okay, then the Khalifa set specific conditions for Ahlul Dhimma in most cases before entering into treaties. Okay, so the conditions have to be agreed upon, and once they are agreed upon, then it is guaranteed that they will be taking care of them. Okay, Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anh also made sure that consultation of the people, wise people, continue to be taken care of. So when the governors are governing the people, Umar made sure that those governors are taking the shura, taking the advice from the people who are wise and who have a lot of knowledge about the subject. So Umar wrote to Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, and he said, "I have heard that you allow all kinds of people to come to you." Now, probably it sounds a little strange that Umar is saying that. What does it mean? It has to be understood, though. What it says is, when this letter of mine reaches you, allow the noble people and the people of the Quran, piety, and the one who know whose commitment with the deen comes first for them. He said, when they have taken their sets, then allow the common folks to come in. Talking about when we're taking the advice, not everybody is equal. See, this is a concept that has to be understood well. For example, if you are in medical need, you cannot say a doctor's opinion and a janitor's opinion are same for performing a surgery over you. This, you obviously, there's a person who are more knowledgeable in one field, then you go to them. Similarly, a doctor's opinion may not have any value about what the job of the janitor can do. So it has to be understood that you are collecting the shura or consultation from the right people as well. So here, when you talk about running the life affairs of the people, then you go to the people who are worthy of taking the consultation. Does not mean you're closing the door on the commoners. No, you are still meeting them. You're still learning about their life affairs. And if there is anything that needs to be done for them, you take care of them as well. But this is a different kind of discussion. They have to be done about that how to learn about the life affairs of the people. Okay. Now, besides that, let me see the time. Okay. All right, let's just take 5 more minutes, inshallah, we'll stop here. Now, Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anh was given an attention regarding, there were some people who were non-Arabs, and they did not give the right, they did not get the right from the governor. So Umar said, it is sufficient evil for a man to despise his Muslim brother. And according to another report, says, why did you not treat them equal? So Umar was very clear about that. Is Arab or non-Arab, they have to be treated equally and properly, not in the sense of thinking of Arabs are better than the non-Arabs or non-Arabs are better than the Arabs. Okay, and Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anh was also making sure that the people who he has placed as governors, he would ask the people about them. For example, when delegation came to Umar al-Khattab, he would ask them that, how was the governor ruling over you? He would ask them, does he visit the sick? And they would, if they say yes, he's fine. And he would ask them, does he visit slaves? And when they are sick, he would ask, how does he treat the weak? And if they say no to any of these questions, then Umar would dismiss the governor. If he's not taking care of the sick, for example, he's not visiting sick people, but a slave or a regular person, he is not, for example, taking care of the weak people. And so in general, he made sure that the governors are among the people, they dress like the regular people, they eat like the regular people, and they mingle with them. There's no other way for a governor to be able to rule over the people justly if he does not even know how the people live. So he has to feel as a regular person lives. And he made sure that the people who are governors, when it comes to their hours, for example, working hours, there was no really working hours for them. What I mean by that, they have to be accessible all the time. So it's late night, people want to visit them, they're in need, they should have access to that. He made sure that there is no doorkeeper at their doors. There's no gatekeeper who is preventing a person to meet those governors or the rulers that he placed. Now, you can compare that to today's examples. Forget about no hours. You have to go through, I don't know how many checkpoints to even forget about meeting just to see the face of these rulers in person. You can't even see them. And that's because of the kind of rulers they are, that they are scared of their own lives most of the time. They cannot even trust their own people they are ruling over. Because of their own doings, the kind of actions that they have done throughout their lives, or the way they are ruling over the people, they're scared of their own people because they are the one who's stealing from them. Forget about taking care of the affairs of them. So Umar al-Khattab made sure that these governors are like this. And he wrote to Abu Musa al-Ashari, he said, do not put off today's work until tomorrow, lest work will accumulate and you will achieve nothing. Meaning, Whatever has been assigned to you, you take care of them right away. So these are the duties that some of them I was not able to cover all, but I think that's sufficient. I try to cut it down to a little bit smaller. And inshallah, if there is any questions or comments about the subject about the duties, I will try to answer the questions. And inshallah, next week, we will talk about how Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anh was making sure that the governors were doing their job as well. See, it's not the issue of only that you have appointed the best person, the person who is good at something. It's not only that. Rather, you want to make sure that they are good and you follow up with their actions as well, that they have done the job that they're supposed to be doing and they are signed for. We'll stop here, inshallah. If there's any questions or comments, I will, inshallah, try to answer them as I can.